be alright. Everything will be alright. Yes, it will.
Again, for using this current process. And that process has been in place. They've been doing that for quite some time now. At least seven, I want to say 7 or 8 years. It's been a minute because at least since 10 years, because at least since 2015, and it's 10 years now. So to say that on your talking point number five, that does happen. Now, as far as other things and opportunities when it comes to child support, like what you were talking about, again, I think it's a personal choice. I do know some women who never, I know some women, even when they got divorced, and even in my divorce decree, the judge wanted to order child support payments. But again, we did it, he said he could do it separate because at that time, again, not to go through the states, but we already had an agreement. So we didn't need a child support payment decree, was not entered in our, a child support payment obligation was not entered into our divorce decree. But I do know some women who've never gone for child support, and the dads have always paid every 2 weeks. No, nobody pays once a month, which I guess is good. When they got paid, that was something that they did. And the kids are grown now. Now, I do have a cousin who guy didn't pay at all, who stayed in the process, and I don't know how she got in the process. But by the time her kid was 27, 26, the state finally caught up with the dad because the dad was at that time out of state multimillionaire, and they went to court, did some things, and she wound up being able to get her payments and everything with the point where she needed a financial advisor because she had that much money coming in from him and he had no choice but to pay it. So it's one of those things. I know that it causes a lot of dissension. Some of the guys don't come by. Some people only do what they do for child support. Like if the kid needed shoes or was going on another trip, they weren't going to pay any more money because they do child support and that's it. I know other dads who, again, they have, and moms. I know one mom who paid child support. What they did, not only did they pay child support, when there were other things that needed to come up, other costs that were incurred, they also split that cost with their parent, with the other parent. I do understand what Jerry's saying when they say the young women are angry, but I think that's just very immature, and I think that's probably because of their mom and maybe their grandmother. Because, like you said, the kid is here. Both of you participated in the act. Unless there was some kind of rape or incest, nobody should be mad about this kid, and the kid is going to have expenses. Um, and being angry or getting back at each other, the person who suffers at the end is going to be the kid because the dad can't be the dad that he needs to be because he's angry about what's going on, if he even goes around. Some of them just pay child support. Others, again, they're paying, but they're there and they're complaining about it. I mean, how does that help the kid? And it makes the kid feel like, again, you don't want them because you had to pay for them. I feel if that's your responsibility, just like that mom is taking care of that kid's every need, whether she's receiving child support or not, that should be the same mindset when it comes to the dad. Your obligation, your commitment to take care of that child's needs is should be out front, should be foremost, and that's what everybody should be working toward to make sure the kid is happy and stable.
Well, I had with my son Sterling. I was more interested in my husband, ex-husband, being a part of his life as much as he could.
Okay.
The money didn't matter. I needed the masculine. I needed my son to be able to touch his dad to touch him. So there was a child support ordered. He never made one payment. I never took him back. I took him off. He paid. I mean, he did everything he needed to do quarterly, from buying school clothes, stacking it up. He didn't need to send me $1. I needed his presence in his life. And that's what helped me make him a whole make him whole. I didn't talk about his dad in front of him. I didn't allow anybody in my family to say anything about his dad because I come from a broken home. And I needed him to be there as a masculine presence in his life. And that's what kept us. So sometimes, yeah, emotionally we pissed off, we angry. And that's where women have to come together to make sure that they understand how important it is to have the father or either have the mother, because it's vice versa. We need that team, that unity, so that these children can become stronger and stronger.
Again, the building of the relationship, not thinking about the child, you or him, but what we've got to do. Wanda, thank you first of all for doing this, because now you convinced me I'm going to do those videos. I didn't follow through after listen, seriously, I didn't do them after the COVID. I had people coming together, you all, because let's get suspicious. This is never talked about.
Yeah.
Understand that there's a reason why nobody's ever talking about child support in this way, because again, who is working to build the Black family? Let's talk only if we let's talk about this in relationship with building the Black family. And what that woman is talking about is making sure that you don't alienate any parent for any reason.
That's right.
You understand? Let's not alienate a parent, and let's not go after each other. So Black women, let's consider this too, while he also listens. I mean, let's get a little bit suspicious about thinking that the state is doing anything but trying to fill its coffers the way it does with all other monies, because that's what it does with this child support. I've seen some of the brothers brought me some of those bills, and it showed that they were taking out expenses every single month from every time the man paid, they did this deduction. I mean, it was ongoing. But then I'm going to end on this. I want to say this. We have seen 1,000 women be able to bring down men with their words. We've seen women be able to claim that something has happened, rape has happened 10 years ago, get paid and go off. But however, no Black woman that I know has ever got paid for being raped. Okay. Or being harmed in any way. We are not being paid to cry about sex or anything that, you know, Shannon Sharpe, what just happened to him has never happened in our favor. We, according to the system, we have never been harmed or raped because we have never been paid for that.
Well, there's a great attorney that's in Texas. As a matter of fact, she's known for, and she got this money for this Black woman. It was years ago. 2017, 2018, she got several $1 million for this woman for her sexual harassment. Well, it really was sexual assault at work. So it does happen, but like you said, you have to be out there and go and see
We
it.
don't know names. All I'm saying is
I can pull her name because she's right now.
Okay, that's fine.
She's right out there. But the other thing is,
I'm not denying that.
But the other thing is too, I think when you were talking about how the state is raking in money, the other thing that didn't get discussed this time, and Wanda has to go, is that the federal government does a match to the state, and I think that's what the state is trying to do. They're trying to have as much money, incur as much cost, because that's more money that they're going to get in federal dollars, because they give them a federal match for their social security, for their child support payments and their child support structure. They turn that information in, and Congress, Wanda had the numbers because we were talking about it early. And when I got through looking at it and doing the research, Congress gives them that money for it's a match program. And that is what the states are doing with running up all of those fees. Because again, even though they say this is what we spent, they give them that money to match it, so they get that money back. So that's money that they can actually put somewhere else, and it's like free money, because it was never their money what they were collecting from child support from the beginning. Think about it. That was not their money. That this money is coming in because this is an obligation. And then it's not costing them that much really to run that program, because they're running it simultaneously with another program. But like you say, if they accumulate all those fees, and when they submit that into the federal government, they're charging the men for the fees. The men are paying it, and then the government turn around and gives them money too for running their program, because they look at this as a loss because they haven't gotten it yet, because they show this as the expense. This is what it cost us for this program for this year. That is probably their reason why they're doing that, which is it's illegal, it's wrong. and they need to be called out for it. Maybe that's why they took you off the radio. They didn't want that information, or off the television. They didn't want that information to be put out there like it is. They didn't
They
want
didn't want
anybody to
any
know.
they don't want any real discussion on child support. Okay. It's not it's really a cartel, not just in the United States. It's a cartel.
Mm.
We broke down the definition. I'll go back and grab my notes at another time because I'm going to do my own videos. Definitely, I definitely want to invite you guys, please, to come out and do some talking because I'm going to do a real research work on this.
That's
Okay, so
excellent.
if you know
Well, let
anything
us
about
know, Jerry. Just let us know. Put it out
absolutely,
there.
yes, absolutely. When you look at the definition of what cartels do, this is in fact a cartel, and it does not benefit the Black woman. This system does not benefit the Black woman.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, back to you again. You're coming up with nothing again. It's all just like you did with that man. Stop. And of course, you're scorned. Let me tell you something. Women who don't get their way get mad at women that do.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And we
I
have
didn't
to
make
work on that. Yeah, that is terrible. You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
you hear me?
Women that don't get their way. That's right.
Are mad at women that do.
That's
They're
right.
mad because he married somebody else. You need to try to marry somebody else. Forget about what he's doing.
And where
Yeah.
did it, and where did all this come from? From
Right.
where? From where? Come on back now.
Oh,
Home.
Slavery.
Some
You're
of
right.
some of
Slavery,
it is
the
some
brown
of it
Right.
is
paper
home.
bag,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
yellow
you're
versus
right.
the dark skinned
You're
Yes.
right.
women.
You're
Come on
right.
now. You know
And
better.
you
It's
and
all
look,
political. It's all political and it's all about economics. That's the bottom line.
all
and you know what?
political.
And sisters, we need to talk about it real like this so we can talk to our daughters so that as it the man said we can have a 5 point. So we don't teach, certainly I'm substitute teaching now, trying to, like you said, teaching women not to compete with one another, for these same small group of men, because we've done that. And like you
That's
said,
right.
then because they already know who they
But
want.
they don't listen to us anymore like we did because again, they're listening to their friends and they're on this social media mess. And they're easily swayed by
Easily.
their peers' opinion. And again, I've always asked my kids, how in the hell can you expect a person who is the same age, they've lived no longer than you have, they've done no more than you have, to actually be able to advise you about anything? You need to go to someone else because what they're telling you is the same crazy that's going on in your head, and they're supporting that. And unfortunately, that's what's going on with these generations. You have to really pull your kids out of their circle and away from their friends because most of them think the same way for whatever reason. They're like sheep.
Yes.
They're like sheep. They're not independent in their thinking at all. And again, the schools made
Propaganda. It's
yeah,
propaganda.
propaganda, and the schools
Yeah.
made them that way. And again, we kind of because mine always got mad because they would say everybody got a ribbon because everybody won. Everybody did not win. Some of you all won and some of you lost.
That's right. That's right.
But they gave us. I don't care what they gave you. Did you win? No, baby. You were the losers. Your team lost.
So I'm gonna ask you this, women. Do you all really believe? I'm gonna ask you this. Do you all believe that we can teach women how to be in successful relationships? Stop.
Yes,
This
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes. We
okay, so
can.
that's what
Sandra,
he's
hold on, ladies. I gotta leave. Sandra, I'm gonna let you run the rest of the show and just end in 15 minutes if you don't mind.
Okay, I know how it works. So if it's messed up, don't call me at home. Okay.
Just say good night, sweetheart, in 15 minutes. Bye. I
Okay.
gotta go,
Oh,
Bye.
ladies.
Wanda.
Thank you.
so I think that again, instead of we have to, I'm going to let him speak back again, but we need to think about you guys, it certainly is certainly, and I think about the good that I want to come out of these video because it's going to be a video series. What is it as I listen to you all now? What is it that I'm really going to be trying to get across? First of all, the building of the Black family, and we know good and well the child support system has not built anything in the Black family. We can go out and get statistics where we show that nothing has been built inside of that, nothing but scorn and hurt and regret and all of that, where everybody's mad, and that does not help the family.
No,
Right. Mhm.
no, it does not. But see, that was the thing too. When you talk about the family and what, like Margot said, I hate she had to drop off. You have to have that man in those kids' life. You cannot
Come on.
Again, like you say, speak negatively, ostracize that man, and expect your kids, male or female, to grow up healthy.
Right. That's right.
Because it took two people to make these kids, and it takes two people to raise and guide these kids. And again, if we're the Christians that we profess to be, like it says, honor thy mother and thy father. But there are some things again that women can teach boys. But men say, "Oh, a woman can't raise." Yeah, there's some things we can teach boys, just like there are some things that men can teach girls. One of the things that men can teach girls is what BS not to take off of other men, and not to always be looking for love in the wrong place. And a lot of women will tell you, and I don't understand it when they say it, but I believe them. They say they when in those relationships, they were just looking for love because they didn't have the kind of love that they wanted for their father. So they were looking for that love and acceptance from a man, and they were trying to make up for that dad not being there. I
Mm-hmm.
never understood. Psychiatrists and all of them say it was exact and it's accurate, and that went white women, brown women, black women, all women. And again, as they saw those who had their fathers in their lives, they had different relationships with men. They had different expectations, and they weren't as vulnerable. They weren't as gullible or susceptible to whatever line these guys would throw. And they didn't fall, quote unquote, fall in love so easily. Because that's one of the things that amazes me with these young people. I say, you don't even know the person. What do you mean you love them? And then they ask me, well, don't you believe in love at first sight? I said, no. No, nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. At first sight, no. But you got to get to know the person before you make those kind of commitments. But they don't. And everybody's rushing. It's something where they got to say they got a man. If they feel like they're missing something, if they can't say they got a man, and I'm finding out from my 20-year-old grandson and the 18-year-old grandson, they're not so quick to say that they have a boyfriend versus a girlfriend. I'm sorry, they're not so quick to say they got a girlfriend. They'll say they have a friend and they talk to someone. But I listen to the girls, and the girls will say, "Oh, that's my boyfriend." And I'm like, "Did he say he was your boyfriend? Does he know he's your boyfriend? I mean, you're saying that. Did you all have that conversation?" And many of them, no, they don't.
Well, I think you do hit the magic word, that LOVE. Everybody wants some love. Everybody want to give it. Everybody want to receive it. Little kids, little babies, grown up, elders. Everybody that one word. But we're never taught how to love ourselves. You know,
Correct.
and that's a powerful word as well. And then you find a lot of educated, non-educated, black, all different colors of the rainbow. Whereas we never, no one has really sat down and taught us how to love, and what does it really mean in your world. You can meet a lot of people, low self-esteem, high self-esteem, it all revolve. It's like a domino effect, but everybody want to be with that LOVE word. So, is something I think that if we just go back to when we were young, what is it that we did? What was taught in our households? And a lot of households isn't taught anything, nothing. Okay. Where's our morals and values? Do we get back to those things? Maybe we should. That's a start and that's a base right
And
there.
you're
I
right.
think
Morals, and values. Yes, but again, this phrase that they have, "I'm not judging," or "Don't judge me." So that means, was that mean don't correct you? Because you think if I'm telling you you're doing something wrong or this is not going to end well for you, you think I'm judging your actions or I'm judging you. I'm trying to keep you safe. I'm trying to let you know, been there, done that. Either I've seen it. I have a huge family, have a big circle of people that I've dealt with. And again, some these young people and some of the older people think that when they're doing something that is new and that this is the first time it's happening. No, this is the first time for you, but this isn't the first time that this situation has occurred on this planet, and it won't be
Absolutely.
and it won't be the last. But again, what will be your role, and what makes you think that you don't deserve to come out healthy and whole? Because that's another thing. A lot of people don't think they're worth love or deserving of love.
Absolutely.
Eh,
And then you have a lot of women that they destroy men. Like I think Jerry was saying, they destroyers of men. You know, I think daughters and sons as well really don't appreciate the word the man of the house. They don't get they have never been taught what a man of the house actually is. A man teaches, look, this is how I got it. I have 3 sons, right? I'm a widower, but I always had a man in my life to teach my sons how to be men. You understand?
All right now. All right.
So when he came, that meant he showed them how he loved their mother. And then when they got to be older, how to love their women. You see?
Exactly.
It's a domino effect. But if I didn't have that, if I had, oh, you so and so, you no good, blah, 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 you, we don't do that. You
You
see?
don't build families with words like deadbeat. You build
Thank you.
egos. You build the
Thank you.
ego of one person who's mad because she didn't get what she wants. Because let me just tell you this:
Absolutely.
every woman who doesn't get what she wants knows the woman who did.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So we need, what do we do with them? We
Okay,
have to
then
teach them.
we have to become them. Look, learn how to become the woman that gets what you want.
Come on, baby. Tell the story. Yes.
You
Yes.
understand? I ain't. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all. I ain't never had a baby by a man, and every man that I've ever been with still comes over here and does whatever I need them to do.
All right now. And,
You
and,
hear what
and
I
that's a
said?
beautiful thing. Yes.
You hear what I said? I'm not just saying
Yes.
that
Yes. I
because I
hear you loud and
know
clear.
how to get. I never. I looked at my man. He laughed. I said, I never thought I needed a baby to get you to do what I want you to do.
Okay now. That's a
Come on,
beautiful
Mr. J.
thing.
What do you say about what I just said, Mr. J? What does that mean to you as a man?
Well, I mean, you know, I know how to be obedient. So
Amen.
that,
Yes.
that's how I keep my relationship. You know, married or unmarried. You know, it's
Yes.
about communication, right? And if a man can't be obedient to being with a woman that he laid down with, that's where it starts at, right? I have to say that. I have to say that from a pastoral standpoint because this is something I've told many couples over the years, right? And
Hmm.
obedience is better than sacrifice, right? This is what
Come
the
on
word of
now.
God
Yeah.
teaches us, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but to say the least, if you can't be obedient to each other, if you can't say, "Hey, baby,
That's
can you give me
right.
this?" or "Hey, baby, can you
Right.
pass me that?" and not have an attitude about it because you did it, then
Right.
there's no reason for you to actually exist in the same household together, let alone having children together. So,
That's right.
I definitely have heard, you know, enough to know that there is a point where you know we forget what the communication is about, and you know we the lust takes over, right?
Yeah.
That'd be the first and foremost idea that we actually are encountering now, you know, in this generation. You know, for the woman, it's more of what can you do for me versus you know, hey, what can we do together,
Right.
right? So
Right.
you
Right.
know, we're missing the point or we're missing the mark to say that
Yes.
our children are actually, you know, meeting each other on a level of love, right?
That's right.
You
Yes.
know, love don't come until later when they actually had that car accident and realize they were meant to be for each other, right?
Hmm.
That these are the things that we, you know, what some are calling intervention, right? You know, that we are actually waiting for, you know, that moment of luck or fate to actually come and tell us that, you know, you're the one to be with, right?
Right.
I don't see that. I don't believe in that. You know, I believe that
Right.
a person actually builds, you know, the structure of their family together. Having children, the more children you have, basically, the more you're going to build, right? So that actually fortifies what you have for them in the future. Because you know, once you plant that seed, you know you have to watch it grow, right? So you want your children to have the best. We want our children to be in the best, you know, and learn everything that they need to learn so that they can keep what they have, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, this is what we're missing in that value, the core value of our structure of our homes now. So, I definitely, you know, like I said, I'm obedient. No, I know I don't want to fight. I'm good.
I go
Well,
this way.
were you like that though as a young man, or is that just something that you learned over time?
Well, even to say the least, I had to learn that over time. You can't be, you can't beat that into everybody, right? You can't. It's not something to learn overnight.
Right.
That's the first thing. We're taught to actually respond, in a negative way to certain emotions and feelings, out of spite, right? So, that leads to, anger, that leads to frustration. It continues to build and it cooks us, right? That's basically what it's doing. It's cooking a relationship. The longer y'all stay together, at some point somebody here gonna roll, right? So, where's that breaking point at? So, you have to go through, dealing with your friends' problems or going through, with your own problems to learn, to have that patience. You have to learn to actually want to, at some point be with somebody that's actually going to be just as patient as you are.
Yeah, I agree. Hmm.
So guys, you all have done me a service. It's my birthday. I've got a million calls that see this beautiful
Oh well,
thing.
happy
Well,
Happy
thank
birthday!
you.
birthday.
Okay, thank you. I need to run, but listen, seriously, this call has been, you all got about 5 more minutes. This call has been a blessing, making me awake to get this work done because I need to talk to women and men, and I need to put that video series together.
Yes,
Thank you
you
so much.
do. Thank
Yes.
you. Happy birthday,
Okay.
beautiful.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye. I'll see you next time.
Well, bye
Okay.
bye,
Yes.
Bye.
Jerry. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
And
All right.
we are getting near our close. I mean, I'm going to allow people, if if you have anything else you want to share or comment, or even a thought on the child support process itself, or even just again making better relationships, because I think that's going to be the key to breaking this vicious cycle. Which again, um, as Jerry said, this is actually they're running like a cartel, and as you know, it's hard to break up a cartel. But I think these younger people will, because I don't believe, I know a lot of them do not go to child support court. They are not getting child support. They have a system already in place for the
Mhm.
dads. They have a system already in place with, and I like to see where they're switching off with the kids. The kid, one dad I know, he has his custody of his 6 year old himself because the mom wasn't doing enough. He has them all week, and he goes
Mhm.
home on the weekend, and he is the primary caregiver. He was not in the child support process, but he always paid her, but he isn't paying her now. But
Okay.
he takes 100% care of the kid. She doesn't contribute anything to the child's well-being, nothing.
Okay.
So, and again, he's young. He's only 24.
Oh,
And he had, this little one will be 7 in March. But
that's
so I see the
beautiful.
young people moving it around and doing it and being, again, but he had his dad in his life. His parents are still together. His parents been
Amen.
married forever. And that's his village. They will help him with whatever he needs, or if he's falling short with something. His mom is very, very, very active, very involved. She's one of them very active grandmas. Period.
Okay.
So we do see different examples in our Black community, but I think, like Rose mentioned a minute ago, whether you have a degree or not, or and for those who are degreed, and I really feel for those who are, say that they're Christians, and and that they're in the Word, you should be promoting that kind of love and stability for family.
Uh-huh.
Family is important. When you don't have anything else, family will be there for you, no matter how dysfunctional they may be. And I can say that because mine has been there. And again, that includes extended families.
Yeah.
So, like I say, if you have anything you want to say as we close, thank you very much. I don't know what tomorrow's show is. Wanda didn't tell me, but we'll have the Woman to Woman show tomorrow, and I believe it's going to be at 7 p.m. So I hope we'll all get a chance to talk about that topic.
That
Um,
that's really 6 o'clock. We forget about that. She put 7 o'clock on there, but everybody forgets it's the time zone changes for six
But
o'clock.
I don't know. But I don't know. What time hasn't changed yet? Don't rush it, because it's gonna fall back. We're gonna gain an hour. But she did make today's show earlier. She said because she had to leave.
Yeah.
She had a 7 o'clock appointment, but the tomorrow's going to be at 7 because that was the time she chose 7. She said she's clear, she's finished. It
Gotcha.
works better for her. But she'll be putting out an
Did you
email.
guys touch on the policy that Trump made or talked about with
And that's what I wanted to. I thought we were going to talk about today, and I want to talk about it.
Wow.
Maybe we can talk about it tomorrow. I
Yeah.
don't care. Trump's so-called policies are not policies, and me coming from the federal government. Someone just asked. Wanda was just talking about how many people did they get fired, or friends of mine. I said they didn't get fired. They took that DRP, and there's no such thing as the deferred retirement plan. That does not
Right.
exist. That is not real.
That's something, that's a makeup. That's something that was made
That-
up.
that is made up, and many
Yeah.
people don't even want to do it. And again, some of them have gotten wise because we're like, you all, if you're retirement eligible, you would have gone and go through your whoever your retirement source is, who is OPM, which is now under the Heritage Foundation, which is illegal also, and gone and get your retirement before something stupid happens.
Yep.
And you're not able to get your retirement as you should because they're screwing around with OPM. But
Mhm.
these things that he's saying and the use of the military, I'm so glad these federal people, I don't understand why the military, I work for DOD as a civilian. Again, the Constitution, the first time he violated the Constitution, they was not supposed to listen to him anymore. Anymore. And I'm so glad they're finally coming out and saying it because they cannot police civilians. That is in the Constitution. So I don't know what they're doing while they're standing out there. And I've seen pictures of them putting down mulch and sweeping the lawn because they fired the contractors, the groundkeepers for the White House.
Mm.
He's just done so much stupid stuff that again the complicity that they have been doing, they cannot be complicit like that, and no one should be rolling over and letting him just do what he want to do. I don't care if you are getting $1 billion. That just lets you know that they're demonic as hell because these people are old as hell. These people are older than me that are getting this money. A lot of these senators are 70 years old. Many of them are in their 60s. I don't know who they saving the money for because I know a few people who left millions to their kids. They went through that money in 18 months. I got one group, I think they still got some of theirs, but the other 10 of them that I knew, none of them had money 3 years later. They didn't even have a property. They wound up and sold the property and even sold it at a discount. These people don't care about your what you had in your fortunes. So I don't know why these people are following him. And even if they say they want to go back and revert back to plantation time, that ain't us. We don't do that
Right.
now. They can't. That they are totally delusional and demented. Also, if you think that was gonna happen today, no, that is
Hey.
not. So I don't get it. I don't get it. But I do know it's a lot of crazy going on, and I do understand. Like I said, I've heard a lot of younger people say I'm non-confrontational, even when he was threatening with their jobs. Now those in the beginning, like he said, he fired a lot of people who were interns. He fired a lot of people who were in the pathway program. He fired a lot of people who were not career status yet, and a lot of people left or vacated their jobs not knowing that they didn't have to because they didn't understand the system that they worked in. And it's really, really sad that this kind of hardship is coming and the snatching of 600 children. I mean, this is a human trafficker, and they're just letting
Yeah.
him run amok. He's a human trafficker. And
Yeah.
maybe the other people that are helping them, those Republicans, they're part of the trafficking process too. Because I remember after the tsunami, what was that, 2004, 6? What was the tsunami? That was one of the big things that came out after that. The number of children that came up missing, not dead,
Mm.
that came up missing in Thailand. I
Mhm.
think it came up to like 500, 600 kids.
Mm.
And they believed they were victims of human trafficking.
Mm. Mm.
So yeah, we got to talk about this tomorrow. Everybody have a great night.
Okay, you too.
Thank you for joining us. Wanda forgot to sign out, but once I hit leave and close, everything should go away.
Let there be peace in the streets.
Yes, ma'am.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.